context is everything. And when you are getting to know a dominant, when you are testing at first, like Faye is saying, to see if they are who they say they are, to see if they know what they say they know, okay? I see that, I acknowledge it, and I do think to a certain degree it's necessary. There is a respectful way to test. And I think it's all about your heart and your motivation. And I think if you were to communicate that to your dominant, of going, hey, this is new, I'm still getting to know you, I still feel like I need to make sure that you're safe here. Do you feel disrespected when I ask this or when I do this or whatever? I think really a lot of these issues can be solved with just a little bit more communication. Truly. It sounds really like a no-brainer, but we really under-communicate. We really, really do. So I think you absolutely can communicate that. But to that point, I also think it confirms what you're saying, Little Faye. I also think it confirms what we were saying earlier about bratting stemming from a deficit, stemming from unmet needs. And I see that in your question because, think about it, if you don't fully trust your dominant, you're going to test them. But if you trust your dominant fully, if you know your dominant, if you know their heart, if you know their track record, if you know that they are safe, you're not going to test. So I think that is another key, is there's a test from another unmet need, from a deficit. It's fear. It's fear. If you, and see, that's why lack of fear is so huge, because that to me is the litmus test. Dominance. You want to be able to make your submissive subby shuffle or subby puddle. You want to make them have those little butterflies or those little squirmies or the, what are they going to do? You want them to maybe feel a little nervous or a little scared, right? In a scene, in a playtime, whatever. You want to be able to maneuver some of that beautiful energy around. But in the back of their mind, they know 100,000% that nothing bad is going to happen to them, that they are fully safe. And so I think that too speaks to that. If you have to test your dominant, you don't trust your dominant. But I don't think that's a bad thing when you're first getting to know them. You do want to test people, right? I have been testing my submissive like nonstop. And I believe she's been doing the same to me. And what we've been doing is I'm putting myself out there and I'm going to test you. I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to test you. And it's this mutual, okay. We're building a track record. We're building a pattern of consistency. We're building a rapport. And I think that is the goal, and that's the key. When you're getting to know a dominant, it's not I'm testing you because I feel so powerless and I feel so unsafe. I feel like the dominant should be testing the submissive. Submissive should be testing the dominant. You're getting to know one another. You're building a rapport. Because patterns don't lie, but you need time for those patterns to develop. So testing should be done for a vibrant relationship, but it should never go outside the respect line. I think that ideally, yes. But the thing is, we don't live in ideals. We live in the real world. And there's a lot of confusion and a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. And a lot of people have had trauma and really rough pasts. And so ideally, yes. But I think you also have to understand that you're going to possibly get a submissive with trust issues, or you're possibly going to get a dominant with trust issues. I'll own to that. I'll totally own to that. My girl, she's been wanting to like, because she was watching me forever on YouTube, and then she joined my community, and she got to know me and got to know my track record long before I got to know her and her track record. And I do struggle with trust. I mean, if you knew my story, you knew my past, it's been one thing after another. So I take my time, and I'm unapologetic about that. I'm very paced. I look for patterns. I take my time. I vet thoroughly. And I think you have to understand that sometimes you're going to get a dominant with some trust issues, a submissive with some trust issues, and there will be a sense of testing, but it's a sense of, I'm testing to make sure you're safe. And once I know that you're safe, the testing ceases.